A tough one yesterday for the Toronto Blue Jays to open up their Major League Baseball season. And it's a long year. It really is. It's a 162 game season. So I'm not going to have any major takeaways from one game. But what I will say is that they all count the same in the standings. When you're locked into a playoff race, and when you're one game out of first place in September, you circle back to that game in April where maybe you blew a save, where maybe you just didn't have your A game that day. Every single game counts towards the standings the same. So a win in March is the same value as a win in September, but I will say that the intensities may shift from month to month, and the intensity just was not there for the Blue Jays in their opening day matchup against the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles just went off offensively yesterday. Adley Rutschman, 2 home runs. Cedric Mullins in the bottom of the order, 2 home runs. So Baltimore, even without their MVP candidate, their best player, Gunnar Henderson, they still managed to trample the Toronto Blue Jays, for lack of a better word. It was 12-2, and this sucker was pretty much wrapped up early. So Jose Barrios didn't have his great stuff. Hasn't been a great opening day starter for the Toronto Blue Jays either. But again, no major takeaways from this game from a Toronto Blue Jays perspective. What I will say, though, from an Orioles perspective, that was damn impressive. Great performance out of them, spearheaded by Rutschman and Mullins. And then Tyler O'Neill, of course, setting the record for his 6th consecutive opening day with a home run. I mean, you got to tip your cap. You honestly got to tip your cap to all of those guys in the Baltimore lineup that had themselves a day and that got the season started off right for Baltimore on the winning note. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Blue Jays bounce back today. A reminder for all of you that are watching, it's going to be on Apple TV tonight. So don't tune into Sportsnet or the Baltimore Orioles local broadcast hoping to catch a baseball game today. It is going to be on Apple TV. So just a little heads up, a reminder there for you guys. Well, what are your predictions? What are your predictions for tonight? And do you think that there should be any takeaways after opening day in Major League Baseball? I mean, the Dodgers are currently 3-0. They won yet again yesterday. The Athletics looked pretty good. The Seattle Mariners looked solid. I mean, it was fun. It's one of my favorite days on the sporting calendar when you get opening day, when you get some March Madness action. Obviously, a lot of NHL action too, which I'm a big fan of. So, one other thing that I did want to touch on heading into the game, there was yet another report that came out about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and him potentially signing an extension. It didn't come to fruition, of course. I truly think he's going to test free agency, but Mike Rodriguez, an insider or a reporter in Major League Baseball, tweeted that both sides are still working, but there is a considerable gap that still remains. So to me, I think the Blue Jays are doing everything in their power to keep Vladdy around. But Vladdy has it in his mind already that he wants to hit free agency and that he wants to test the market and see how much he could truly get from other teams, whether it be the Mets, the Red Sox, the Yankees, probably going to be in on him as well. So that's another thing to keep an eye on, but I'm sure he's just focused on playing baseball right now. The Toronto Blue Jays are focused on getting the most out of him while he's still here, and then you're going to probably have to revisit that topic of conversation in the offseason. So it's going to be interesting to follow. Keep it locked here on 3 Up, 3 Down for all of your latest Blue Jays news, for all of your latest Major League Baseball news, and I will see you all next week.